Welcome to the quarantine episode of Chairside Gaming. This is, our fourth, fifth episode? I don't even know anymore at this point.
This go around, we're not really keeping track of.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So
like,
we're
it's
just
hard.
having fun with it.
It's weird, though. It's kind of cool. I love the fact that we don't have to stress over what episode is this, what number. Oh, my God. Anyway, welcome, Ricky.
Welcome.
To what I have dubbed the quarantined episode. Because we're all under fucking coronavirus quarantine. Like, what the hell, man? All right, before we get there, because that's literally a segment on the show.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
The whole ordeal. So before we get there, how you doing, man?
I am doing fabulous. Just enjoying life.
Enjoying the quarantine.
Enjoying the quarantine. For those that are living in a cave.
Oh.
There is a virus out there, guys. There is a virus out there. And it's now affecting my actual 9-to-5 job, and our job is actually keeping me home. So, yeah, I have to work remotely, which is weird now. So,
well, your job's not keeping you home. It's more because all the schools have been shut down, and you don't have a choice or much of a choice on the matter. So it's a little bit different. But it is interesting, dude. It's so like it's been a week, man. So like my fridge died in the middle of all this. So I'm dealing with trying to find just food, just regular food.
Really?
Because I lost all my food, Ricky. Like my fridge died.
Dude, you just need a new fridge.
We've purchased one, and it's supposed to be delivered by the end of the month. We were hoping this one would last until the new one would get delivered. Didn't happen at all whatsoever. So it's been a very, very interesting week, to say the least. But fuck, man, it sucks, dude. It's been a pain. And I went out to go get food, and just the way people are acting, the way that people are behaving is just ludicrous. Like, that's what it boils down to. It's insanity. The rest of the country now knows what Florida feels like whenever we're trying to prep for a fucking hurricane. But, can somebody fucking explain to me what the hell is up with the goddamn toilet paper?
I don't know.
Humans do not shit that much.
No, they do not.
Why?
Honestly,
Dude, you don't understand.
I don't know. There's so many memes. At first, I started looking at the memes what's going on?
I have
I get
meme
it.
after meme with Control-C of toilet paper memes. Or this fucking armed robberies over toilet paper. What the hell is happening? It's the end of society, everybody.
It's the new form of quarantine, man.
Apparently. Fuck that. No.
Our shit is golden now.
No.
Our shit is golden.
Then keep it. Don't throw it away in toilet paper. There's no logic to any of the things you're saying to me right now.
No,
These people are insane. Practice good hygiene, please. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up?
For those
of you who don't know, who are listening to the episode, Ricky decided to live stream a little bit behind the scenes to our Facebook group. Which, while we're at it, if you haven't joined our Facebook group and you listen to the podcast, watch us on YouTube, or for anybody that's listening right now on Facebook Live, join the Facebook group. Check it out, Chairside Gaming. It's where we post all our stuff for video games. It's where our show goes posted every week. So if you're friends of ours and you're like, hey, what are you guys doing? Why are there lights? Why are there stuff? We have a show. Go check it out. Go subscribe. And then go join the Facebook group, because we need more people over there. So thank you very much. And thank you guys for listening and watching over there on YouTube. This is weird. Pandering to two cameras.
I know,
where
right?
am I looking? What's going on?
No. We're just deciding to have fun with it, try to capture, a little bit more behind the scene, try to make it a little bit more fun overall. Try to make it a little bit more interactive, especially when we're recording the show. So doing things like this, to me, seems fun. I don't know.
It is. No, I like it. But it's one of those where it's unprompted. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
Who's watching?
More to come, because obviously we're not going to give you the whole episode. So at least you get a little taste of what it's coming.
So anybody who's watching on Facebook right now, you have homework. So number one, go subscribe to the show and podcast services everywhere, and or YouTube. Both. That's fine. Make sure that you hit the little bell if you do it on YouTube, so it tells you when a new episode goes up. Make sure you join the Facebook group. That's, again, priority. The Facebook.com/groups/Chairside Gaming. You can just Look it up. You'll see our pretty faces right there. And aside from that, and number 3, go tell all your friends that you're currently watching this on Facebook. Be like, hey, look, the quarantine episode. They're recording it. Check them out and do that. Thanks. I love you. Thank you so much. I love you.
But yeah.
Did you stop it?
No, they're still there.
They're still on there? All right, cool.
But yeah, just give a little tour of the room while we're recording too.
So, all right. So, with this whole situation with the quarantine, this is really distracting. I'm not even.
It really is too. See, I still kept it. I kept it for that person that's watching. You know who you are.
For the person that's watching, give him a shout out, man.
Let's say right there. I have it.
This episode is off to an interesting start.
All right, guys. That was a little fun tidbit behind the scenes. So while we're recording the episode, YouTube, stay tuned. Everybody on the podcast listening to us, we have a phone recording
Give
live.
Us a second. We're saying bye to the people.
Everybody, we're having fun. Oh, I see. Much love. See, I still care. But yeah. All right, guys. Till the actual episode goes live. Stay tuned.
Yeah, bye Facebook.
Which
check it out.
For you is Wednesday. The episode goes live on Wednesday. Yep. So you already got your heads up. Bye.
Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. So Ricky, how have you been during this week? Because again, my fridge broke. It's been a nightmare. It's been. I'm looking for food. I'm looking for things. People are nuts.
Dude, it's crazy out there.
Dude, yeah.
It is crazy out there. All I did today was just before we started recording the show.
This coaster keeps getting stuck to my cup. I don't know why.
Hey, it just loves you so much.
It loves me.
It loves you so much. No, I went out there today, to just get like some medicine and stock ups for my girls since they are constantly getting sick, with ear pain and whatnot. And dude, the stores are crazy. It's like if we're having a hurricane. Every shares are completely out of stock, and different things. And yes, I get it that everybody wants to buy like the antiseptic stuff and whatnot. But guys, washing your hands, you still need soap. Don't only buy the antiseptic soap. You can buy regular soap. Don't be racist without that antiseptic soap, okay? Just get that little that fruity fruit smell. That one works just as well, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been interesting, man. But it's been a week. But you know what? The best thing is we've been prepping for this.
Oh yes.
This is what this means to me. This means I'm finally gonna get through some of my backlog. Right?
Oh yeah,
dude. Proof in what I've been able to play just this week.
That is very true.
I have been able to complete The Tourist on Nintendo Switch. All right, that's that puzzle game that last episode I was talking about, and I was like, man, it's a puzzle game. It's really cute. It's really like awesome. It's got great graphics. It's got a great like theme to it. It's a lot of fun. Joshua has been playing it.
Oh really?
Yes, he has. He can't do the puzzles, but he's having fun just exploring the land.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's just walking around the islands and just hanging out and doing things and finding money and finding this, and he's having a blast. Not playing it the way you're supposed to, but whatever, man. He's having fun with it. Who cares?
I mean, and honestly, that is the purpose of video games.
Yeah.
Not all video games, and a lot of companies and developers are doing this. Especially with open world games. You don't have to follow their linear, quote unquote mission storyline. Mm-hmm. That's why they create side quests so you can actually enjoy the world that they've created for you.
Experience and kind of go around and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was a great game. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I didn't 100% it. I 79%ed it. So
why couldn't you go to 80, man? What's your problem with 80?
I have no issue. I'm not being racist against 80. Like apparently you're racist with soap. Jesus Christ. This episode, I swear to God. Can you believe this is what we're doing now?
It's due to the quarantine, man.
Is it
I've been stuck to the walls, man. That's fine.
Anyway, shit. So yeah, I rolled credits on The Tourist. Highly recommend it. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's I think like $20. I think I got it on sale for like $14, something like that. It's not bad. The price of it is really really good. So go check it out. I also ended up playing my friend Pedro. I've been playing that.
Pedro.
My friend Pedro. I've been playing that for a little bit. Doing really good. A lot of fun. So, funny thing about that one, I've been wanting to get that for the Switch since before it was announced.
Oh, really?
And yes, and I was actually upset with myself because before it came out, it was on sale for I think it was like $12 to like pre-order it cheap, and I didn't because I forgot. So the game comes out and it's been like $20. I'm mad at myself because I didn't get it for cheaper. So now I refuse to pay the $20. So
God.
I've been like, I keep up
Pity.
with this game.
That's what you call pity right there.
I keep up. Hey, you keep your money by not spending it. So like I'm looking and I'm like constantly checking when is it on sale? When is it on sale? When is it on sale? Not on sale at any point. But you know what I remembered the other day?
What?
When I was going through the xCloud, when I was playing on xCloud, it was on there, which means it's part of Games Pass, which means I have it through my prescription because I signed up for Games Pass again. I don't know if I had mentioned it on the show, but I'm letting you know right now, I re-signed up for Games Pass again.
Okay. No,
my experience with xCloud...
You have not mentioned it, but...
My experience with xCloud was so positive that I was like, I need to go back to the Xbox ecosystem to an extent. And right now, that's what I'm doing, is Game Pass through the PC only.
Okay.
Because I don't have a console, so I don't need to get the Ultimate Pass.
Yeah.
I don't need to get anything else. So, like, I did the whole, like, 1 month for $1. The rest is $5. So, like, for $5 a month, I get access to the PC games. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I just kind of thought about it, just because this was something that we didn't try before. Are you able to connect a cable to basically extend the image from your phone into your TV?
No, but my TV does do phone mirroring.
Okay.
So, but I have not tried that.
I want to try it. I want to see if that actually does work for situations like this.
You know, xCloud streaming.
For if you wanted to continue playing the games without actually paying the membership, you know, you could have just mirror the game into your TV.
Yeah.
And just continue playing it with the controller.
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be interesting to take a look at it. But I did get that game, so like, well, I did get Games Pass, so now I have access to all those games. So because of that, of course, I did also get Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Okay.
I've only played like 5 minutes of it because I am an old man and I got tired and I started falling asleep. It was late in the day. Literally, it was like 10:30 at night, and I was like, let me play Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Because, you know, it was a good idea because I thought I was in college. And so I'm playing it, and it's freaking gorgeous, man. Just
Is it?
Gorgeous. And, like, and I mean, obviously, at this point, I don't know if it's my PC because I have a good PC or if it's because, you know, just the game or whatever. Like, if like, I'm wondering what it'll look like on a regular Xbox One, but I cannot, like, undersay how beautiful this game is.
Okay.
Like, the graphics for it are just gorgeous. Obviously, I can't tell you more about anything else.
Yeah, no.
Other than it looks pretty.
Yeah, no.
But aside from that,
unfortunately,
like,
I haven't been able to play any games at all. So.
No, I played that one. I also played My Friend Pedro. I finished The Tourist, and then I started After Party. So
I just saw that recently.
After Party, dude, it is interesting.
I saw it. Where was it that I saw it? I saw it. I can't remember if I saw it in. No, yeah, it was in Games Pass. That's where I saw it.
Was it?
Well, if it wasn't on Games Pass, I saw it on the Switch. It's on one of those two.
It just came out on the Switch.
When I saw the preview of it, because I was looking at games to actually buy. Since I have several credits on the Switch, I was like, what should I buy? And I was just going through the library, seeing what else that they had, and I think that might be when I came across it.
Dude, so like it's developed and published by Night School Studios, but here I want to read you what the premise is about because it actually is pretty interesting. Lifelong friends and recent college graduates Milo and Lola find themselves in hell with no recollection of how they came to be there. After being assigned a personal demon, Sister Mary Wortham, they meet Sam, a psychopomp cab driver. So at this point, you're dead. First of all, the game starts in a party. And you're having conversations with people and you're drinking, and like the more you drink, the more effects you have, and the more that it changes things.
Okay.
So like the drunker you are, the more chat options you have, the more bubbles that show up. Yeah. So there's a whole different ordeal. There's different drinks that have different effects that I'm assuming affect how you play the game. Again, I haven't gotten too far into it. So far, right now, I was able to get to the piece where I get to Satan's house, and now I need to find an invitation to get into the party at Satan's house. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But dude, it's a lot of fun so far. It's a little buggy on the Switch, I will say. There is when there's like the loading, like there's a sequence where you're in the cab going through River Styx in hell, and you're basically, it's like a loop where you're just having the cab going to kind of like while the game loads the next section. It lags a lot there, and you see it skip frames and the frames drop and things like that happen. So it's not perfect on the Switch. However, it does still play very well on the Switch. I have not played it on any other console to know what the differences are, but you know for a fact that that right there is because it's the Switch, because it's not as powerful, you know what I mean? So because it lacks the power that the other consoles have, I think that that's the sacrifice they kind of had to make to get this game on there. But so far, dude, I'm loving it. It's awesome. I highly recommend
I may take a look at it, and now I want to post a challenge to play that game. Since it is a drinking game and is based on drinking and out drinking people, we should live stream that game while we're also drinking. What do you think?
We'll talk about it off air.
Somebody's scared.
We'll talk about it off air. We're not necessarily opposed to it. We might be able to do a thing of it.
Yes, I honestly think that would be pretty funny because just like you said, you know, the drunker you get, the more options you get. Now, I want to see what type of options we choose. So the more drunker we are and the more stupider we are.
I think I've mentioned this on the show prior. I'm not sure. And by the show prior, I mean when we were gaming dad. Obviously, I haven't mentioned it on this show. But I think I mentioned it where on Control C, for those of you who don't listen to Control C is another show on our fine network, GeekEndcast, where we review movies. Go check it out. Go check out over on our website, geekendcast.com. You can check out all the episodes. So Control C, we did a drunk episode one day.
Oh, really?
That drunk episode has not seen the light of day.
Yes, you have spoken about that before, that episode.
We did an episode, and I'll even say the movie, because if we do that movie, we're going to need to re-record it. Scott Pilgrim. We did a drinking game to Scott Pilgrim. I don't know if you've looked up the drinking rules to Scott Pilgrim. They're bad, dude.
Really?
They are so bad. We were so plastered. And think of the people in Control C.
Yes.
Think who's in Control C. Think about how that got. And that episode has never seen the light of day. If that episode, I'll tell you what. So, like, we did it one time for Control C. I want to do more of them, but they're hard to do because there's a lot of cuts and stuff that you need to do. But we did a blooper episode one time where I took little pieces of, like, different episodes that we messed up, and it's, like, really funny. Again, highly recommend it because that makes me laugh. Like, sometimes I'm having a bad day, I'll go listen to the blooper episode because it's really funny. So you go, like, listen to it, the little cuts. Maybe I'll do something like that where parts of that episode will come out, but the episode as a whole is never seeing the light of day, man. Never happening.
Now I want to listen to the episode.
No. That episode, very much like us, is under quarantine because the coronavirus has been wreaking havoc on everything. We're gonna go ahead and get into the topics this week. It's a disaster, guys. We've talked about our experiences here within our home. We talked about everything that's happening here in our town. It's affecting everybody. We mentioned it wasn't a joke. That wash your hands, seriously. But we continue to see closures happen. We talked about this last episode, the possibility of E3 being canceled.
And it happened.
It happened.
It happened. That's why I was like, I am not surprised. When I wrote it once, it got posted on our webpage. And we had just talked about it. I was like, not really surprised. Kind of saw that one going. But how do you feel about it?
I freaking called it. How do you think I feel about it? I was like, oh, look, hey, I was right. Sweet. Nice. Dude, it's not... Okay. An event like E3 costs a lot of money.
Yes.
All right? There's a lot of people, a lot of involvement. There's a lot of people. The coronavirus spreads person to person.
Yep.
The more people you have gathered, the easier it is to spread.
Mm-hmm.
You can very easily go in one afternoon from one person infected at E3 to the entirety of that population infected. Just that one day.
And they can,
And
I believe,
then
hold.
they all disperse
Mm-hmm.
after the day's over, continuously spreading and infecting everybody else.
No, all I was gonna say is an
I
event
played
like
Pandemic.
an event like E3 can hold easily over 1,000 person.
Unknown E3. You know what? I'm gonna look it up because I'm not exactly sure what the population to E3 usually is. But like E3 2019, let me see. E3 2019 had 66,000 people.
Ooh,
Okay.
so
And 2019 was a year where attendance has been one of the lowest. Okay. So like looking at, let me see, 2018, you're looking at 69,000. 2017, 68,000. 2016, 50,000. So you're looking at anywhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 70,000 people
mm-hmm.
who then potentially spread out and infect, even if it's one more other person. That is another 60-something thousand people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like,
mm-hmm.
and that's the problem with the type of virus like this. So yeah, you can't have events like this. So am I surprised? No. Am I happy that they did it? Yeah. You know what? I'm proud of them.
Because they're thinking about, not just their employees but everything. Just like we spoke, last episode.
Yeah.
Companies are being more mindful, for not just their employees but also their customers.
Mm-hmm.
They respect the well-beings of everybody around them, and I'm actually very proud that it is an executive decision that they did. I know it's not a very easy decision.
It's not an easy one.
But it's not a cheap one, but it's the right one.
But you also know what, like speaking in terms of cheap too, it's gonna be cheaper to cancel now than it is gonna be to cancel later.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you want to cancel, now is the prime time to cancel. You see what I mean? So like when like pulling the trigger any later, it'd be the financial problem would be even more.
Yep.
Because people are sinking still more money. People are still wasting money on space, on this, on that, on rental. It's done. You know what I mean? They actually put out a statement, which is a pretty good statement. After careful consideration with our member companies regarding the health and safety of everyone in our industry, our fans, our employees, our exhibitors, and our longtime E3 partners, we have made the difficult decision to cancel E3 2020, scheduled for sorry. Here, scroll up because it's blocked by the... It's scheduled for June 9th through the 11th in LA. I'm like making fun of myself because like I broke the fourth wall right there for a second. Here's a positive thing, and this is what actually surprised me. They're giving full refunds.
Yep. I mean, you have to. It's the only fair thing because, honestly,
it's the only fair thing, but they're losing money.
Yes, they're losing money.
This is a loss.
No, yeah, completely a loss. But, first of all, their customers, we're not at fault. Mm-mm. This is something that we have no control over. This is something that E3 doesn't have any control over. So, yes, the only fair thing that you can do is give a full 100% refund with no fees, no late cancellation, nothing behind it. Because, again, it's the humane... Yeah, it's the more humane thing. It's the thing that you can do, best business decision, especially if you want to keep, customers and people to continue going, possible next year or whatever.
Yeah, no, and it's true. And then, it's great that they did that. You need to keep doing that. They also made an announcement that they're exploring with their members to try to do some sort of online experience.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that a little bit. And then they did say and confirm that they look forward to bringing you E3 2021 as a reimagined event, which makes you wonder, what do you mean by reimagined? Because here's the thing, Ricky, and here's what where I'm trying to drive at. Is it actually the end of E3? E3 as we know it needs to change. You know what I mean? Like, we know that what we used to work no longer works. We know that people are pulling out. We now live in an era where, things, other developers are going to be doing other things. Hell, we have statements from other companies in regards to the closing of E3 that we'll get to in a minute, but people are going to find ways. Is E3 going to be able to survive this? I mean, they've had so much negative press this year already. Realistically, the only positive press they've had so far is we're canceling the show. And even that, of course, comes with a negative connotation to it.
Correct. No, honestly, this year is going to be the year that is truly going to either make or break E3.
Yep.
One, the reason why I say it can break E3 is because now it's going to force all of these different companies that used to be present at E3, to be able to show their contents out, to think outside the box and try to think, of alternate ways on how they can present their content. Depending on how that goes for those individual companies, if they see that they had a better outcome, a better, feedback from it, they found it more monetary sound for their company, there's a possibility to where the light bulb is going to go off and it's like, hey, why haven't we done this more often? Why don't we just keep doing this instead of going into shows? Yes, I understand that you go into shows because you are able to have, special booth where you can, display a video game, displayed a gadget that might be coming in the future, merchandise. But those are things that you can technically still access, through the digital market, provide a digital demo where, I don't know, X amount of people are able to play it at a time, where you sign up and it's like, okay, this week you have it, this week you have it, and set groups out so that way your servers don't get overwhelmed for the games.
Did you get hired by E3 and didn't fucking tell me?
You never know. But yeah, then displaying, there's so many things that can happen that can truly affect E3 and in the long run, be like, okay, this is the new and improved way, we're able to go even fancier with green screen art than we have in the past.
But here's the thing, dude, we have people that are pulling out. We've had creative directors and other people that have been pulling out. We have a statement from I Am 8-Bit who just pulled out, 5 weeks. They were announced that they were part of this project. You're the one who makes it dirty, damn it. 5 weeks after they announced that, hey, we're working with I Am 8-Bit, 8-Bit comes out and says, it is with mixed emotions that I Am 8-Bit has decided to resign as creative directors of what was to be an evolutionary E3 2020 floor experience. We've produced hundreds of gaming and community events, and it was a dream to be involved with E3. We wish the organizers best of luck.
My point exactly.
All right, so
is there any inside info that he found that basically involves into basically E3 RIP?
Something is wrong, and that's the part where I'm like, I don't know if E3 will survive, dude, because again, we go back to this coronavirus is effectively changing the industry. E3 used to be Gamer Christmas. It's no longer going to happen. All these other shows are canceled. We are on a launch year. We're supposed to have new consoles this year, whether they happen or not. We still don't know because that depends a lot on manufacturer. Guess out of where? China. That conspiracy theory your wife spun up this morning just popped in my head. I swear to God. We need to do that show. Stay tuned. We may be doing a conspiracy show at some point. Anyway. So back to what I was trying to say. So I Am 8-Bit pulls off. We have Jeff Keighley, who also pulled out, who's no longer going to be organizing the E3 Coliseum. What are they going to have? And who do they have to make it with? You know what I mean? It's I don't know how to put it. And you know what? Here, I'm going to borrow words from one of our Facebook group members.
Okay.
So Giles Platt, I feel that this was one of those events that just outgrew itself. Top that with leaks and cinematic trailer reveals and all the other news, and it kind of seems pointless to wait for E3 anymore. And there it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There's the problem in and of itself, and kind of in a nutshell, it kind of outgrew itself, especially with everybody there, in an era where it's no longer needed.
Yep. I mean, we have things like PlayStation State of Play.
We have Nintendo.
Nintendo Directs that happen.
You know,
all the time.
we have so many ways that information can be
Hell, Xbox
processed.
bought their own stadium, so they don't even need
Exactly.
E3.
So, you know, is this something that, while we were criticizing, saying, oh, well, Xbox is getting too big
have,
for...
like Xbox and PlayStation controller cups. For
Which
anybody who's not watching the YouTube video, we'd have PlayStation and Xbox cups, and somehow they're flipped.
Yeah. No, but, you know, back in the day when PlayStation first announced, like, oh, yeah, we're not going to be part of E3, you know, a lot of people criticized it as, oh, do you think, PlayStation thinks that they're just too big for the bridges, that they're too good to be at E3 anymore, blah, 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 blah. You know, do you think that they kind of saw something similar happening and they decided, to go, it's like, you know what? It's going to happen eventually. Might as well just start our own style of events.
No, honestly, I think that if I were to be a betting man, which I'm usually not, but I'll take a shot in the dark on this one. I think if they found something that they didn't like, it's probably one of those scenarios where they're like, you're not providing anything revolutionary. You see what I mean? Like, I feel like I Am 8-Bit is going to be that type of company that's going to want to do something new and interesting. And I feel like E3 is Internet Explorer. Where, let me put it in the context of the coronavirus, since we're in the middle of this whole thing. Yesterday, I saw a meme that said, Internet Explorer, breaking news, a new virus has emerged from Africa called Ebola.
Oh, God.
From like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So, like, even though they're like, this is new, I fear that what's happening is their new is so antiquated that it isn't revolutionary. So what's the point? If you're not offering something new and exciting and a way for these developers to jump on your ship to do something with you, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? Like, right now, like, honestly, E3 kind of could have had something with, like, indie developers, but, like, right now there's even, like, there's podcasters out there, which, by the way, guys, I love you. Invite us on your show. Kind of Funny. The people from Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
They have been hosting, and they've done it twice already, an indie event where they showcase. They have an indie showcase where they showcase indies. So, like, those are things that E3 could have done, but they haven't really been doing. They've been focusing more on the bigger titles, but realistically, like, Xbox has the money to do their own videos.
Yep.
Hell, you know what I mean? Like, we do our own show. We produce it ourselves. Do you think PlayStation and Xbox don't have the money to put a camera in a room? Or, you know what I mean? Like, they have people who can do it.
They have the manpower, yeah, exactly.
They have people, they have the manpower, they have the resources. And at the end of the day, when you look at it, a 20 to 30 minute video packet, a very well edited video packet, will be cheaper than getting floor space at E3, which, let's face it, has probably become way too high in price just because we're E3. You see what I mean? So, like, is it worth it? No.
But it's already happening, though. Just like you said, being able to do a video production, they're already doing it with the State of Play.
That's my point.
They are pre-recording, putting all this information together for a quick, 15, 20 minute, little show for us. Who's to say that they can extend theirs, make a little tree house, style event, like just Nintendo, where they have all of this video content going on and gameplay. They can continue doing that from their office, or they can continue doing it remotely.
That's my point. So why would you spend millions of dollars on something that could potentially cost you several thousand?
Exactly.
The return on investment isn't there. You see what I mean? Like, realistically, like, there's no point in it. So why bother doing that? Why go back to E3? And that's the problem. It's E3 taking a year off at this moment in time is honestly, like, the worst timing that can happen. And here, let's go. We'll get into the next section, the sentiments of what everybody's saying, because there were companies kind of gave their statements on E3 canceling, because I mean, it's unprecedented. Nobody suspected it.
A lot of people grew up with E3, so yes, I understand.
But here, and I'll even toss this in before we move into what the industry has to say. Like, how do we watch E3? We've experienced E3 through a TV.
Yep.
Through the computer monitor.
Yep.
So
exactly.
If we're absorbing it that way, and we are loving E3, and we still root for E3, why the hell do we need to even have an event?
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? And we'll get into some ideas that I have, a conspiracy theory that I have on. But let's go ahead. So we had some statements, again, as I mentioned, from the companies in regards to E3 shutting down for 2020. Microsoft in a statement said, quote, E3 has always been an important moment for Team Xbox. Given this decision, this year we'll celebrate the next generation of gaming with the Xbox community and all who love to play on Xbox digital event. Details on timing and more to come in the coming weeks. So Xbox already having our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need E3. So we have that. Nintendo. Quote, Nintendo supports the ESA's decision to cancel this year's E3 to help protect the health and safety of everyone in the industry. Our fans, our employees, our exhibitors, and our longtime E3 partners. We would like to express our concern and support for all those affected by the COVID-19 outbreak during this challenging time. So, like, Nintendo just giving out their condolences, but realistically, they're still gonna have their, like, I guarantee you, whatever they had planned for E3 will probably still air at the same time that they said it was gonna air, because they don't rely on E3 and it'll still be there.
Yeah.
That was very creepy. Something knocked on the door. I think it was very Silent Hills for a second. And then Devolver Digital, the week of E3 has always been a big part of what we do, and genuinely bummed about the cancellation of the event itself. Lots to juggle, but right now we plan on having a live stream at Devolver Digital Direct press conference and possibly more. We did have also a statement from Ubisoft that Ricky moved a little too quickly. Quote, the health and well-being of our team players and partners is a top priority. So while we're disappointed, we truly support the ESA's decision to cancel E3 2020. E3 is and will continue to be a moment where we come together as a community and share our love of games. We're exploring other options of a digital experience that will allow us to share all the exciting news we have planned. But here's the thing. So, like, Ubisoft, like, they had us in the first part. So Ubisoft comes out and he goes, and they say, E3 is and will continue to be a moment where we come together as a community. And in the same statement says, we are doing our own thing. So, like, E3 is going to go from this actual event to just a time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel that that's what it's going to be. It's literally going to be like Christmas. Like, it's just a day. You see what I mean? It's E3 is just going to be a designation for this week in June where video game news is more prevalent.
Yep, and that I agree, and I can go ahead and back that too. Another thing that I can also see is it could be a day where multiple industries can decide to say, hey, let's submit all of our information that we're going to have. Let's submit all our videos, all of our, time exclusive, trailers or whatever. Send it over to E3, then format it all together and basically create a web show.
And
from it.
That may be what they do.
Where they can have commentary moments, clips, from the different owners from the different companies.
If that's the case, then here. This is our audition, E3. We would like for you to hire us. I think we'd do a pretty good job.
I mean, so far we've been giving you ideas, guys.
I know, right? Like, at this point, you need to either hire us to host or hire us for creative directors or something.
Well, something.
Clearly, you need them. I am bit pulled out. Chairside Gaming, right there for you. So, yeah, dude, it's very sad to kind of consider that it may be the death of E3. Like,
now, with that being said, and I know that we're just getting into ideas and whatnot, right now, for us, when we watch it at home, it's a free,
How far until they start charging?
Exactly. For us, it's a free moment that we can actually watch online. Are they going to make it to where the clips and everything are going to have to be prepaid to be able to watch?
If E3, and this is an honest statement, and I think that the community would agree, if E3 comes out with a pay model, that is 1,000% what's going to seal the death of E3.
Yes, agree.
Okay? Because Nintendo doesn't charge to give their information for free. PlayStation doesn't charge to give their information for free. The only one who currently is not, like, giving information for free, or whatever, quote unquote, would be Xbox, who would technically be the one that, like, has been more patient to wait to release stuff at E3 as opposed to through other events. Do you think they really need it, man? They don't. They really don't.
I mean,
they
bank.
Really
they bank.
Don't.
Well, yeah, I guess because they can bank on having multiple industries and businesses basically pay for their time to be able to be part of the web show.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not paying for shit.
No, and I'm not talking about for us. I'm talking about for
companies.
like the companies. Like,
course.
hey, I want my stuff to be displayed during your web show.
No, but that's also,
you know, how much is it you're gonna charge me?
And that makes sense. But you know what? Then they're gonna have to come up with an actual show. They're gonna have to come up with material, and it's gonna have to be worth it, and it's gonna have to be way cheaper than what they're paying right now.
Oh yes,
because the production value.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They're also losing money, you know, or income from the people that are paying to get tickets to go to this type of events at the same time. So there's going to be so many different things.
You're still thinking that there's going to be like an event where people go, like a PAX or like
right now, the way that it is there's an event like PAX or whatever that people physically pay money to be part of the show live. You take the live aspect of in person away, that right there, you lost a ton of money. You're putting production time into something where you're truly not going to be able to gain, you know, monetary money back from a web show. Because, yes, while you can say, hey, you know, buy my products or whatever for E3 memorabilia, people doing it web-wise are not going to truly invest that much money. At least not like a person would, you know, just because I was at E3 this year, I want to have my memorabilia of saying that I was physically at E3. So, one, either they start charging developers and companies like, you know, Sony, Microsoft, and all of them, you know, a higher bracket of, you know, you want this much time, do you want this much?
Bro. Like, this is so complicated that you know what?
So
forget what you're even trying to say right now.
Again, it just boils down to there's so many things that they're gonna have to do to be able to keep E3 alive, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to, if they're gonna be capable of.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't think so. So, man,
sorry E3. Rest in peace. But we love you though.
Speaking of things that are dying, what's up? What's going on with Stadia, Ricky?
Stadia, you know, I thought that they would do good. You know, they're a big industry, or at least backed by a big company, which is Google. And how many weeks is it that they've been alive already so far?
I don't even know, man. I canceled it before it came out, but it's
what
been
was
since
it, like October, November, something like that.
Yeah, no, it was mid-October when they launched.
Okay, October, November, December, January, March, February. Yeah, so what, 4 or 5 months? Tell me why there's only 28 titles.
All right, so two things. All right, I have two minds right here.
Okay.
Mind number one, you're a bunch of spoiled assholes, all right? Seriously. Here's why. Do you remember when the freaking, like, Nintendo launched or the Super Nintendo launched? There were, like, 8 games, all right? And people are complaining about 28, all right? First of all, check your privilege, all right? Like, I want to put that out there. Because, realistically, we're taking it for granted to an extent. And it's weird that we've come to a place in games that we can literally sit there and take it for granted. You know what I mean? Because I remember waiting for games to come out, like, forever, and just waiting for news and waiting and waiting and waiting. And right now, I'm getting games spit at me faster than I can even read their titles. You know what I mean? And it's one of those scenarios where it's like, I feel like we've lost context a little bit. So I want to put a little context in that. But here's the other two. Here's where I agree with all you schmucks. Is that realistically, in comparison to all the other services are spitting games at me faster than I can read titles, and they are not. So yeah, when you compare it apples to apples to everybody else, yeah, there really is no competition, man.
Correct. So to be able to maintain a service, 28 games, 28 big title games, I give you that. Compared to everything else that it's providing us, No, they're stating that there's going to be 120 games coming out this year for 2020. Really, there's nothing stating what titles those games are, except for like
no confirmation and there's no release dates either.
There's no release dates. There's no actual information except that there's 128 games coming, or 120 games coming this year.
Trust us.
There is Doom Eternal coming out, and then you have Cyberpunk 2077.
2077 confirmed as well.
You have your FIFAs, your Maddens. You know,
You have your FIFAs, your Maddens that also come across on everything else. You have your Cyberpunk and your Doom that's also coming on everything else.
exactly.
Yeah.
So why not bring indies?
I don't know, man.
Why not bring indies?
I don't know. I know you have an answer, but I'm going to give you my answer before you give me the actual answer. I really don't know. As you noticed with what I've mentioned through this episode and most episodes, I am very big. I'm a very big indie gamer.
Mm-hmm.
I play the big titles. I love them, but in between, I play little titles. The Tourist. Tourist is an indie game. Again, $20. It's a great bargain for your buck. It's a great story. It's a great adventure. I like stories with games, so like that's why I love indies. Valiant Hearts, one of the best indie games that I've played about World War II. It's amazing. Like it actually it's got a lot of information regarding the war. You actually learn a lot of historical facts. Like it has a heart to it. All of these indie games that are out there that people want because they're a little more niche. They speak a little more to your own personality. That's the beautiful thing about indie games. Like the major titles, those are your blockbusters. Those are your Avengers. Yep. Those are your major, like your Batmans, your not Justice League, but you know what I mean. Like those are your big titles that everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's awesome. But the Tourist speaks to me because it's a chill adventure with nice little puzzles. That's like, has an ocean vibe, has a tropical vibe. Or, any of the other indie games that, because I'm on the spot right now, I literally can't come up with it at the top of my head. But they speak a little more personal to you, which is kind of why I like them.
Your Goose Games.
Yes, Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Games.
Unfinished Swan was one that I brought up in the past. An amazing game if you haven't played Unfinished Swan. So, like, those titles... They're doing a lot of innovation. What happens with the big titles is that so the big titles get stuck on money farming, which boils down to sequel after sequel after sequel because those are the ones that are looking at what do people want the most and what can we give them that is going to generate a lot of cash flow. So because of that, that's why they take more of their time. But what happens with those games is that Uncharted 1 through 4, you can pick which ones are the better ones, and you can say this one's better than the other one, but at the end of the day, they all encompass kind of the same thing.
Yep.
You see what I mean? They're just the one thing, and they're all kind of the same. They're just more of it. And sure, there's innovations that they add, like the fourth one had like a speech tree, so you could actually choose different things that you wanted to bring out.
I got to play 1 through 3. I never got to play the fourth one.
Oh, I recommend it. It's, in my opinion, it's the better one.
Okay.
That one and 2, honestly. So if you play those games, they're mostly the same, but they have little things here and there, sure. With indies, they take a lot more risk because it's their own thing. They're the ones fronting the money. It's their, they had this idea, they have this passion, and you have your really good games and you have your really bad games. And it's kind of neat in checking that out. Like, I like that dynamic a lot, so that's kind of why I centralize to it or why I go to it a lot. And it's a very big market. It is a very big market because that is what keeps people fed. That's what keeps gamers fed throughout the cycle of the bigger names. So by not having it, you're alienating this giant thing, which is ridiculous because the reason indies are doing so well on the Switch is because you can take it anywhere. If you had indies available on Stadia, which you can also take anywhere, including your cell phone, like, people would get them. People would buy them. You'd have more traffic. And it's I don't understand why they're making these decisions. They have smart people over there at Google. They have people that are experienced in the industry.
And that's where I'm going to jump in. Yes, while I do agree they have smart people at Google, I don't think they have true gamers behind, that have gaming knowledge behind this project. And this is the part that is hurting them. This is the part why Stadia is not doing as well right now. This is the part why Stadia only has 28 games. Why? Because they're going into the indie studios and trying to get their business, but they're not coming with no incentives to them. What's
the benefit? What's the financial?
Exactly. Apparently there's a lot of comments out there, and I understand they decided to stay quiet and not actually promote what company they're, is actually stating the statement because they actually have live games and they might have,
I make a comment on this because I feel like anybody watching the YouTube video is going to looking at me like you're a weirdo. So like because of this coronavirus, obviously we don't want people touching their faces. So you see, like I have never been itchier in my entire life. Go on, please.
Oh God.
Sorry.
But yeah, no. Google is not coming to the indie developers with incentives.
Incentives.
Yes, Jesus Christ, I can't talk. They're in the little bit that they're coming with, to the table. Mm-hmm. It's not even that much. Apparently, the money that they're offering indie, developers to come over into Stadia, it's not even that much money, that basically persuades, all these indie studios. Is this going to be something that it's going to make me be able to continue to grow my game, or am I going to do my game at a loss? They're not coming over with incentives of, hey, is this going to be a time exclusivity, deal with Stadia to where I can actually, have a secure income coming from Stadia. No, they're not offering any of that stuff. They're just saying, oh, here's some money just because I'm a big company and have money. I'm going to throw a little bit of money at you. You're a small developer. You're not big as the AAA titles that I have currently on my graph coming into my platform, No, that's not the way you do business. So, unfortunately, a lot of indie studios are thinking about it saying, you really ain't got nothing for me. Sorry, you ain't got my support. You want to go.
That's a killer, man.
And some of the other things that they're talking about is, some of the reasons why we back Nintendo, some of the reasons why we back PlayStation, Xbox, is because they have proven that they've taken gaming a lot further than Stadia. Stadia currently doesn't even really have a following, so it's not something that they're even willing to even risk.
It's not profitable for them, especially because I'm assuming that because it's proprietary, that you would have to recode stuff to however engine or whatever
to their servers,
Google
basically
would work. So there's got to be more work to port it on the back end. So is it worth the investment? Probably not. So.
And that is exactly what they're thinking of. Now. If they say, hey, I'll give you an exclusivity deal that if you bring your games over to Stadia, I'll back you and help you with funding your game. They're not even doing that. And honestly, I think the biggest fault of Stadia not progressing like it should is they're thinking about it this way. They believe that indie games and indie studios are not profitable enough for them or not big enough for them like your AAA blockbuster video games.
Yeah, no, sure, that's fine. I'm glad that you got your $100,000 out of the 1-point-something billion. Congratulations. Yeah, no, that
and yeah, so
all right. A moment of silence for E3 and Google Stadia. Ricky, take your hat off.
Hold on, I gotta pour a little bit of my drink. But yeah, man. So, simply Google, you might have a lot of money, but money is not everything. Sorry to tell you that.
Money's not everything. Sometimes you need the right people in the right spaces. Just like GameStop is trying to pull right now, dude. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard. I have heard the news.
The news. What the hell? So, like, seriously, Reggie, our lovely Reggie, ex-president of Nintendo America. Reggie, I'm going to butcher your name. Reggie Fils-Aime. All right. Terrible butchering of his name. I really apologize. I really do. Dude, what's going on? He joins the board of GameStop. I thought he was out of the gaming sphere. Nobody knew what the heck what was going on, where he went. Suddenly his name pops out of GameStop. What is happening? All right, like it's one of those scenarios where like GameStop has not been in a great spot. Like Reggie could not have he's not cheap. Like there's no way that this man is cheap. You know what I mean? Like he has
not with his experience.
That's what I'm saying. Not with everything that's going on. Like, I mean, in January, the executives of GameStop stated that sales were down 25% from the previous time period. So, like, what are they thinking? What are they trying to do? Like, I'm assuming that because they're trying to be more game-centric or gamer-centric, that Reggie joining the board is only going to be a positive thing. I mean, realistically, he did a lot for Nintendo. So, yeah. I'm wondering what he'll be able to do for GameStop. But dude, that news caught me so off guard.
I think by bringing Reggie into the board of directors should help them change their mindset. Now, can Reggie save GameStop?
Who knows?
That's a whole different story. Can Reggie change GameStop's mentality on how they deal with things and how they promote things and how they make things work? Yes. I do believe that. Will
Reggie turn your trade-in from $250 to $251? Not likely.
But, okay. Since you're mentioning, since you're talking about trading values, as a business model, honestly, buying a game at a higher value, not knowing if somebody else is going to come behind after you purchased it and pay the same amount, it's not really sound for a company, to lose that kind of money.
It was sound a lot, years ago, it was a lot more sound. But now with sales going on all the time, and I can open up whatever. I can open up Epic Store. I can open up Steam. I can open up the Nintendo Shop. I can open up PlayStation Store. I can open up the Xbox Market, and there is a sale going on X number of games in all of them. Guaranteed.
So yeah.
So sometimes it is even cheaper to just go ahead and even download it that way. So that's why GameStop has been going down. So you're right. It's not a sound business model. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do. And I have a conspiracy theory.
What is your conspiracy theory?
So, for anybody listening and anybody watching, I have not told him my conspiracy theory before.
No, I have not. This should be like an Xbox, Nintendo Switch handheld moment for him.
Right now, we have 3 companies that are on Pulse, right?
Yep.
All right. So this could go one of 2 ways, right? And you've already mentioned one of those 2 ways, ironically enough.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we have E3 dying, Stadia, who seems to need a pulse check, and we have GameStop that also needs a pulse check and just introduced Reggie into it. All right. So this goes one of 2 ways. These are my 2 predictions for 2020, 2021 going forward. E3 needs to revitalize. They do an event where they team up with Stadia,
okay,
all right, to allow access to demo plays of games for E3. All right.
Okay.
That's scenario 1. That's the one that you actually mentioned earlier, which is really funny that you mentioned it because, again, part of my theory. Part number 2, which is the one that ties into Nintendo, into Reggie. Then GameStop needs to get people in stores. What better way than to have a virtual event through E3, have a partnership with GameStop, who now has an in through Reggie for E3, where through GameStop, gamers can now go check out these games and builds and things and demos for these games, because demos are finally, praise the Lord, coming back. Like the Final Fantasy VII demo, which I forgot to include, which I played, which is amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go check out the demo. I am 1,000% getting Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it was like a question. I played that demo. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm getting that game for sure. So that they would have an event with E3 where they're showcasing these games, and then they can turn around and be like, you can go check these out at your local GameStop now. And GameStop is prepped. Those are my 2 conspiracy. And they're not really conspiracies. They're really more theories.
Yeah.
But conspiracy only because Reggie, now being on the back end, hush, hush, whisper, right person, hey, and make it happen.
Those are really good theories.
Those are interesting theories.
Which
would change the dynamic of everything.
Now, I'll give you a far-fetched one just because, I'm
these are far-fetched too. So
I'm your Xbox handheld game, console person.
Your handheld, your Xbox Switch.
How about, since Reggie has the knowledge and everything of what it takes...
Turn E3 into a handheld? I don't think he can do that.
No. Turning GameStop into a little indie developer as well. They've tried everything. They've tried everything. They tried to go into the mobile.
Why did I think of it? No, they've already gone into games publishing. GameStop has been publishing games. Dude, holy shit. Why didn't you even think of it?
I don't know.
Dude,
But I can see that happening.
My man, can you imagine a game comes out published or developed by GameStop?
You know how much?
What's the first game? First game is Trade-In Simulator.
Store management sim.
You have heard of Goat Simulator. You have heard of Surgeon Simulator. Now get ready for Trade-In Simulator.
Hey, just like
your game of Mortal Kombat 3 comes out to $1.50. Yeah, that's exactly what the
store management. Store management simulator.
You too can drive GameStop through the floor. Okay, you too can drive this company into the ground.
Yes. But I can see that happening though. He has the understanding
No, you know what? Now
of what can actually, what it takes to be able to do something like that.
Dude, now that you bring it up, I'm 1,000% of the mind that that is a potential possibility that I don't think we've really considered.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking about earlier when we were talking. It's like, I got my theories, and then you started talking. I'm thinking, and then it kind of just like it hit me. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold that one in my pocket for a minute.
Shit, you're right, because they've done publishment before.
They have.
Man.
And by going into, those doors, like you're saying, your theories, being able to go into like your E3 style conferences, they can not just show demos, they can say, it's like, hey guys, this is something that we've been working on. Here's a little brilliant teaser of what we got going on for you now.
E3 GameStop, hire us. We know you're dying. We have ideas.
But
we have ideas.
Now, would that be something that they can do with the constant decrease, in their budget and financial, by
probably
constantly
not,
going down?
Realistically, what
but
they
it's
need
something.
Is something.
It's new and fresh ideas that they have not tried. They have tried to go into the cell phone market, with Cricket Mobile and whatnot. They've tried to do electronics, try to resell tablets and whatnot, phones. Again, all that stuff is not working.
Tablets at GameStop?
Yes.
Damn, I should go buy a used tablet.
No, at one point they used to sell. You were able to trade in a used cell phone, and you can buy a used cell phone or refurbished cell phone, refurbished tablets, MP3s, MP4s. You were able to do all that stuff. They have Think Geek. It's a storefront online.
Think Geek is awesome. I love Think Geek, and when they merge with GameStop, I've been afraid for Think Geek. You know what I mean? But there's different things they haven't tried. That's a venue and an avenue that I didn't even think, dude. And honestly, that would be a very, very
and it's a smart thing because their names are so out there because they're like the number one store that you go to buy video games. To physically go and pick up a video game. So you already have that name, use it to your advantage.
And not just that, think about it. Somebody says a game from GameStop came out. Who's not going to want to check it out to see what the hell they did?
Exactly.
Dude. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is weird. It's very, very, very weird, much like Nintendo's doing lately. Dude, I'm getting so good at these segues. Not to pat myself in the back, but I think I'm getting pretty decent at these segues.
You've only been doing it for how many? It was bound to. And then a blind squirrel can find a nut once in a while. Sorry. I have to pick on you sometimes,
Honestly, dude, like this is part of why I love how we've changed the show. You can tell we're having a lot more fun doing the show this way. And like the funny thing is this is still water that we're drinking.
Yes.
If anybody's wondering. We will have we've discussed that drunk episode with Control C. I'm just afraid of doing. We've done a few for Gaming Dad in the past.
We did, but some of the outcomes of that happened kind of sobered us up fairly quickly.
Oh, I remember that 'cause we had all these technical issues.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. No, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the to the next part of the weirdness.
I'm excited for this next part, but I am also disappointed just because of a known fact, at least for me. But okay. I'll let you introduce though.
All right, so wait, for the first one or the second one?
For the first one.
All right. So for the first one, and I kind of agree. Well, I don't know what you're about to say, but like there's some stuff that I have a problem with. But Levi's, that's right, the denim company, is partnered up with Nintendo to release jackets, overalls, and shorts. It seems. But yeah, well, yeah, they're interesting. So like, here, hold on before we get into it because I feel like we need to describe because we're looking at them. So like the overalls on the back, they have coins coming out of the back pocket, the right back pocket. That's kind of cool. The jacket is kind of like in all characters. Like it just includes what looks to be like all of the major Mario Nintendo characters on it. The jean jacket has Super Mario Brothers on the back with a couple of characters that are very. It's like a very punk rock denim jacket with like Mario
and I
patches.
love all of them. I love all the looks.
They're nice. I don't like the jacket with all the characters. I think it's too busy. So I don't like it from a perspective.
I mean, it depends.
A personal taste. That's more of a personal taste.
How you wear it though.
Well, no. For me, that it's too busy for me. Like that's something that I wouldn't wear.
Gotcha.
It's nice. Like the quality wise, it's nice, but I personally wouldn't wear it. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Would you not wear it to like an actual Nintendo event?
No. I would not wear that jacket.
I mean, fair enough. Everybody has their own taste.
Yeah. I like more solid. Like I like.
So you like the jean jacket one.
I actually would. So I would wear the jean jacket. Based on the overalls, I probably would wear the overalls, but honestly, I wouldn't wear them as overalls. I'm disappointed that there's no jeans. I don't know if that's where you were headed.
No.
Okay. I'm disappointed that there's no jeans. Before you get, since we brought it up, I'm disappointed that there's no jeans, because I would probably buy a pair of jeans. I'm 35 years old. I'm not gonna fucking buy overalls. I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna wear it. I might wear the jean jacket, but yeah.
Just like you won't buy overalls, I will not be able to buy any of that merchandise.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Due to the fact that they do not cater to my body type. Yes, I understand that I could possibly go to the gym and lose weight, but they do not cater to the plus size market. And unfortunately, that's something that I will not be able to enjoy.
Do you know? Did you check already for the sizes? Because honestly,
even with regular sizes,
Mario's a plumber. He's a little chunky. They may surprise you.
I mean, if they do, I'm gonna be freaking surprised. But currently, with their current line, Levi does not cater to me.
Here's my problem too, and here's the only. Oh, so it's a Levi brand.
The Levi brand, period, does not cater to my body type.
Got it. That sucks. I wonder that. It's weird that Nintendo, a company that tends to be more inclusive, would fall. Again, you never know. We'll have to take a look. That would be something to take a look into, and I'd be curious to see that. Another thing that I have an issue with is, did you catch the release date?
Yes, I caught the
release date. So for anybody who
who
hasn't caught the release date, these are supposed to come out, drum roll, April 1st. Yep.
April Fools.
April Fools, motherfucker.
April Fools.
So, like, here's my thing. Like, is this real? Is this not? Like,
I don't know.
Because I feel like the only way that anybody would take it serious is if it's announced early, which is why I think they had to announce it early. Like, granted, sure, it's awesome because they got announced on Mario Day. So that's March 10th for anybody who's not aware. Because March 10th, M-A-R, and then 1-0 spells Mario. So that's what it is. Don't give me those fucking eyes. I'm not the one who made it up. There's people who don't know out there.
You sounded so proud of it, too. You're like, it's
because I'm being sarcastic.
I know. Again, I gotta pick on you.
Anyway. So, obviously, you would have to come out early so that people would even remotely try to believe you, but why would you put them out on April 1st?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. Is that like Levi Day or something?
I don't know if it's Levi Strauss's day or whatever.
No,
but it is weird. And then like the next one though, I'm more excited about.
I am more excited about this one.
I am 1,000% getting this next one. The next one is they announced a partnership with Lego, and they're actually having Mario Lego sets. Now the problem is these don't have an announcement for when they're coming out yet. But have you seen them in action? Have you seen the video?
I saw the teaser video of when it got released, which is basically the Mario with the question mark on the chest with the LED, and the LED lights of the eyeball.
Yes.
So I got to see that, but I have not physically seen the true model of what they're going to be doing.
Oh, you haven't seen the true model?
No.
Oh my god. So like, there's an actual kit. We're looking at the kit right now. When you go into the little like drop down tube into the pipe, the drop pipe, the LED on Mario's chest, because it is an actual LED that is in his chest, will start changing and it'll have different things that go on it. I don't know if there's like a game tied to it or not. Of course, they have like different Goombas and stuff that come with it. Mario's eyes are also LED, so they blink and stuff. It's freaking incredible. I am so hyped. And I am so excited about this set. Like, you don't understand. I am buying this the minute it comes out.
I really want to know how much it's going to cost.
It's expensive as hell. It's Lego, dude. So, like,
True.
You have girls, so I don't know. Like, I know you've seen Lego, but I don't know if you have to, like, buy that many Legos. I know you have several of yourself. You have Gundams and stuff. But you're not buying, like, you're buying certain kits.
Certain kits that are within my price range.
That are within your price range. But, like, those are for you. You don't have, like, 3 boys that you have to worry about buying all these freaking Lego sets. They add up quick, man. They're not cheap.
No, I bet. No, but, the box art right now looks cool. By the way that they have the box art, Mario's going to be able to talk. There's going to be some kind of noises and sound that he's going to do.
He has a speaker coming out of his back.
So, it's awesome. Would I get it? Hell yeah, in a heartbeat. You know, would I be able to afford it? I don't know yet.
Fingers crossed.
But, you know, depending on that price range, I would be getting it.
I may or may not own it.
Yes.
Nice.
Nah, but, yeah, that's the only thing that I was sad about. The Levi stuff is I probably won't be able to rock any of that stuff.
That's a shame, man.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
I mean, let's be positive. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe Levi Strauss.
Maybe I get lucky and I lose weight.
Maybe Levi Strauss is watching this episode and he goes, damn, that Ricky, he is correct. You know what? We need to change it.
Because unlike him, you know, I would actually buy your jean jacket and your full character one.
Yeah, see? He would. I won't.
Don't cater to him. Cater to this body type, not that body type, okay?
This body type has come to me after a lot of work. Let's not talk about my body. I'm still not confident with it. Anyway, Horizon.
Body equality, okay? Don't be racist like the soap racism going on now.
The soap racism. Do not fall in the pocket of big corporate soap. Did you see the meme where it says Lysol and hand sanitizer CEOs everywhere, and it's just this dude's just covered in gold,
golden chains and all this watches. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that is too funny. Some quick things. We're not really gonna get too deep into them, but I did want to include them for anybody who somehow hasn't caught it. Because again, we're not a news release show. We're more reacting, but like again, I'm excited for these two things. Horizon is finally gonna be hitting PC. We don't know yet when yet though. That's like the only problem. But it is officially announced by Sony that yes, it is coming over. And then the other thing, the one that I am a little more excited about, is that it looks like PlayStation has intervened with a nice fruit basket, and they went and they took a trip over to Japan, and they were like, "Hi, Mr. Konami, we would like to discuss with you a couple of things that have been going on recently between you and our new favorite cousin or our new favorite son, Hideo Kojima. So we would like to discuss this whole thing when you guys were working on this, just a small title, Silent Hill. We'd like to see about bringing Silent Hill back as a project, and PT may be coming back. All right, I'm super excited. I know that you're not as excited as I am, but that's because
I saw the trailer.
You saw.
I saw gameplay.
You saw the gameplay, and you saw it recently. You were not aware of when PT came out and was this big thing. You weren't aware because you weren't even part of the show when that happened, because we actually talked about that in the show because I was pissed. When PlayStation went in and erased the demo from the how do you call it, from the store, so that people couldn't download it anymore. If you downloaded it and you lost it, you lost it. There were PlayStations that were being sold for $700.
Really?
Just because they still had the demo installed in it, so that people could go play the demo. It's been a deal, dude. It's been a thing. So it's coming back, or it possibly coming back, or just that they're in talks about it coming back, is awesome. I'm hoping that the way that this happens is that PlayStation takes ownership of it and they just like license it to Kojima Productions, and Kojima does whatever the hell he wants with PlayStation's money, and and Konami stays out of it. But yeah, man, it would be.
I mean, it was a pretty sweet, gameplay that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, and I started catching on fairly quickly, at different things that I believe you said
that changed. This is that. And like I told you, when I personally played PT, there was one part where I got stuck because I couldn't find one of the triggers, and you found that trigger, and I was like, oh, that's what that. There we go. That's why I wasn't able to finish it or complete it or whatever. So yeah, that it. Man,
I mean, it
played
would be interesting, but
my biggest thing
see.
is like I played it with sharing the screen with Ray from Control C, dude, and I still remember he almost shit his pants, man. Like it was wonderful, and so it I don't know, I'm very excited about it. So if you're excited, write PlayStation. Tell them we need this game in our life. Tell them that Hideo Kojima making weird stuff is awesome, because realistically, we need more weird games out there.
Yeah, do it. Let's get it done.
All right. Well, guys, that kind of does it for this week's episode.
I'm sad.
Why, the episode's over? I know.
We're having too much fun.
This episode has been a great one, man. Even though the quarantine episode has been...
That is going to be the name of this episode. It's been a killer. It's quarantine episode.
The quarantine episode?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. So, yeah, is there anything before we go off to our potential impending doom?
No. Again, we're here every 2 weeks now.
As long as we don't die.
As long as we don't die, and we're having to keep quarantine processes in place.
Just in case, too. Like, you know what? Since you brought that up, let's go ahead and... So right now, as far as the show goes, it's still staying on track to what we were saying for the schedule. This episode coming out this week, of course, we recorded in person. At a worst case scenario, we may go back temporarily. If the quarantine needs to get worse, we'll go back to recording the way that we used to record remotely until we can get back in the studio and record the proper way. So yeah. Anything else? I'm sorry. I know I interrupted you.
That's
considering everything going on, dude, like it's just been so much shit going on lately. I figure let's make sure that, God forbid.
Oh no, yeah, we're putting expectations out there. I completely understand. Yeah. No, I mean, we're still gonna be here. We are not, foreseeing any changes at the moment. But in the event that something does change, we will still go live. We'll change our methods of how we record, but that's no big deal. Again, just go find us on Facebook and join us. Twitter. I'm at Picky Gamerdad on Twitter, Visan on Twitter. So again, let's just continue to grow this community. I want to give thanks to everybody that's been very supportive, and that's provided feedback currently over to us, letting us know how much more you actually currently like and love the new setup of what we got going on.
Yeah, we've got some great feedback
We
lately.
really have, and that truly shows us that, not only did we make this decision, with a lot of thought behind it,
man.
It actually proves to us that we made the right decision.
It really does, and like for anybody, because we're very transparent with you guys. I've liked and prided myself that we've been able to be transparent with the audience. Since we changed the name of the show and we're doing things the way that we're doing it, our numbers have increased dramatically. So it's been positive all around. I think we're having a lot more fun putting the show together. We actually, because of the time that we have in between the recordings, we're actually coming up with ideas of things we want to do. So there will be more surprises in 2020.
Yep.
We're not going to tell you what they are because we don't know the time frame of them.
Just
right
like
now.
Stadia, we will not have a list of release dates or what's coming out.
We're not going to make Stadia's mistake. We're working on stuff like that's what happened. We're not. We're good. So yeah, man. But that's what it is. It's been a great experience. I love the fact that we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. Because our numbers have grown the way that they've grown. This message is for all you new guys, or your new people, your new ladies, your new kids, your new old people, whatever the heck you are. Welcome to the show. I hope that you're enjoying it. Again, I will pimp out the Facebook group. We've done it. We've pimped it out 3 times already in this episode, but we're going to pimp it out again. go join us on the Facebook group. We're having a good time. It keeps getting better and better. More people are participating. I honestly expect that with the quarantine being a countrywide ordeal, we're gonna need people in the Facebook group to like keep each other entertained.
Yep.
Because we're all gonna be locked up and working from home and doing this and doing that. It's gonna be interesting.
And if you don't have access, to the different podcast services, do note we actually do have a webpage. Geekendcast.com.
Geekendcast.com. You have all our content there too. You can check it out.
You can check out this shows and other shows.
Yep, this and other shows. You can check out Control C. And then the one thing too that we need you guys to do, especially if you're a brand new listener to the show, if you like the show, do us a favor, go subscribe in wherever you're listening. YouTube, if you're subscribing to a podcast, go ahead and do so. But then even more so, more importantly, leave us a rating.
Yep.
If you love the show and you like what we're doing and you see our vision, give us a 5. Tell us what you like the show. Tell us things you would like to see. Give us ideas. Those are always welcome. If you don't like the show, give us a 5 because the algorithm works weird and it only shows me 5s. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work?
Currently working.
5s? I think so.
So.
If you've rated us already, thank you so much. Make a fake profile. Do it again. I'm only partly kidding.
Oh, God.
But yeah, man, it's been awesome. It's awesome that we're reaching so many new people. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. Please, please, please go ahead and rate us. We want to reach more people, and that's honestly the best way that people can do this. I've had a lot of people that have reached out to me in regards to how we changed the show, and they've asked, okay, how can I help? That's honestly the best way. It's, hey, you like games? Check out this podcast. It's done by these two guys. They talk about this. They talk about that. Their show is this sort of thing. It'll be your thing. Check it out. Give them the name. Watch them add it to their podcast list. All right, be like, wait, which one did you? Is that the one? Is that the picture? No, yeah, okay, that one. So go ahead and do so. Yeah, man. And then most importantly, the one thing I do want to promote is, again, you see me struggling trying to touch my face. It's never been itchier, I swear to God. Even all day, like I haven't been touching my face off camera, but being on camera now makes me self-conscious, and I'm just like, but yeah, don't touch your faces. Don't touch other people's faces. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. Sing the wheels on the bus, all right? The wheels on the bus go round and round as you wash your hands. Sing any song. Do a little jig. I don't give a damn. Wash your motherfucking hands.
I was thinking of like a lot of things roll around me.
Wash your hands. Keep each other safe.
Yes.
Stop hoarding crap. There are some people who don't have the money to buy their supplies all at once like everybody else, and they're literally waiting for next Friday for their paycheck to come in just to go buy regular groceries, let alone emergency supplies. If you don't need it, don't get it. Stop fucking hoarding toilet paper. If you're shitting that much, go to the damn doctor. You have a different problem altogether. I know I'm cursing a lot right now, but
I mean, you're better. I was gonna say butt plug, but yeah.
Get a fucking butt plug. There you go. I've dropped so many F-bombs in this episode. That's what happens when you get quarantined.
That's right.
That's right.
Them 4 walls, man, they get to you.
And on that note, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on this episode of Chairside Gaming. Remember, we are live each and every other week.
I was like, do I gotta correct you, goddamn?
Each and every other week, we have a brand new episode for you on all the podcast services and simultaneously going live on YouTube as a video.
Yep.
So make sure that you're checking those out. We did, for obviously you guys saw at the beginning of the episode, we were live on Facebook. We may do that more often before the shows. I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoyed that. It was interesting.
I don't know. We'll probably switch it around. Maybe do it at the beginning of the show like we did, and we might do it towards the end of the show, like we did.
At some point.
Or we may just do it in the middle of the damn show if we did. So again, everybody on YouTube, that is why I was actually holding my phone around. It's fun. It brings you into more interaction with us. It provides you a little bit more inside content of how we do things. I don't know. I may do an episode of of The Office. The studio, how we do things. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Luego.
Stay safe.